Brossman. So this is one of the books that has helped me. No, this is not first responder specific. This is just about oneness. And I'll talk about it later because we are going to reference the God word and topic. So what I wanted to read to you, this is just really brief. Like I said, I'm trying to make this video as short as possible so that if it is something that was popular and people wanted to talk about more, we could definitely talk about it more. I just kind of wanted to maybe pique your interest. Okay, so this is page 79. I love this book, just to let you know, just talks about all kinds of things, including how to forgive oneself. Okay, is spirituality the same thing as religion? Page 79. The terms spirituality and religion are frequently used interchangeably. However, they do not mean the same thing. A religion is a social structure created by humans based on a system of beliefs, attitudes, and practices. There are many different religions in the world. Most of them have chosen a particular path to follow in our eternal human quest for deeper truth and love. We may choose to belong to a particular religion due to family tradition, life experiences, a desire to be with people of like mind, and many other personal reasons. We can also choose not to belong to any religion at all. So what I want to say right here is that if you look at it, this is just again from my perspective, and I'll tell you a little bit more later on about how I grew up, is that we're all going for the same thing. I feel like it's all, but because of the cultural conditioning and everything else, it's made us feel that things are separate, that people are believing in different things. But that is not the truth for me. Okay, so I want to share that with you. So lastly, it says, because this is a nice little motivational thing, spirit, the breath of life, is an innate part of who we are. Whether we belong to a religion or not, every human being has a spirit because we are all part of creation. We do not need to choose it, nor do we need anything to be chosen. Like breath, it simply is. We each have a direct spiritual connection with the unconditional love of a higher reality, and we are each free to choose how we want to perceive it. There is nothing we need to do to qualify in order to be worthy of making this direct connection, and it is not necessary to have an intermediary to access it. Okay, and Jeremy will talk about it and from how he grew up. If listening to the full episode, it's only about 20 minutes. He will explain from his perspective. Sorry, again, this hair is bothering me. Okay, so I keep in mind from my perspective that I'm recording this, which I think that is good because I'm not talking out of my ass when I say that I grew up on this topic of both Baptist and Buddhist. Baptist, I found out later to be, was very strict. It wasn't forced upon me, but yeah, I didn't want to stand up and tell my beautiful stepmom who's loved me unconditionally, like, I don't want to go to church, like, I don't believe in this because this is not unconditionally loving to me the way that they are being there. And so Baptist and Buddhist, okay, so my Thai mom was Buddhist, so I had the influence of that philosophy, which to me is a philosophy of mastering your mind. There's not a set of you do this and this and this. If you don't do this, you're going to hell. So I always knew that I was a good person and I despised going to church, but I followed through till I was about the age of 19. I still laugh at myself because I just think it's funny that I was reading Clive Barker horror books under the table at Sunday school. So anyway, I just had a lot of disgust. Okay, so I'm not saying anything of this being right, but this is just how I was. And so I came from that way, and a lot of negativity around the word God and different things, right? Being unconditionally not unconditionally loving. And there are these rules. If you don't do these sorts of things, you're going to hell. Okay. So that's where that came from there before I get off on a tangent. Okay, I just respected and I was more into the Buddhist philosophies and it made more sense to me. Okay, so that continued basically until my early 20s that I learned a lot to be able, because I also had a lot of negativity around the word, hearing the word pray and knowing that I could use it alongside meditate also helped me. Okay. And then I've also talked about, and he references a lot in his book, Ernest Holmes.